Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Millionaire Imprint. Today, I am with Rise and Be Rich. Our beloved Ahana and Daniel from Australia are here today, and we're going to be talking about reconnecting with purpose and start manifesting cash flow in 30 days. And I know that you can relate with that. Everybody wants to manifest cash flow within 30 days. So stay tuned, get your pen and get your paper and stay with us today while we have this dynamic conversation. Many people are overwhelmed with what's happening in the outside world when there's a voice inside telling you it's time to anchor the change. Something big has to change in your life and in your business in order to realign with purpose, with joy, and happiness, giving you the ability to create incredible abundance in your life and business. And just because what's going on in the world right now doesn't mean that we give up. It's exactly the opposite. In this show today, we're going to explore both what's the most important thing that we all can do. And that is to connect with that inner voice that's telling you exactly the kind of life and lifestyle that you want while you're building your business. Connecting with your why is really important, or the purpose behind your business. So now let's talk and find out about what it is that our target market wants right now, and 3 easy ways to research your changing market. How do we position and relaunch our businesses now? And finally, how to start manifesting cash flow in 30 days. Well, welcome back to the show, Ahana and Daniel.
Thanks, Kornelia.
Wow, the whole world has changed.
Yeah, definitely.
It's shifting fast.
And we have to pick up our businesses from, the bootstrings, and we have to reinvent and repivot and shift and change things in a changing world. And everything is kind of like a test.
That it is.
Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are all being tested at this time to choose whether to move forward and, have that outlook, look at opportunities, or, stay stuck within the problem. So this is a time that is really separating the leaders right now. So it is a very, very interesting to watch what's happening in the market right now.
Yeah, and I went in during the opening, we were talking about how to reconnect to our purpose and our true goals. And so that's a really big, important piece, I really feel, because a lot of people don't have the clarity and, figuring out the direction, the way the stars are aligned. We've got Neptune and we've got, all these things. How do we find the clarity when, right now there seems to be, confusion, which way to go forward. So, asking the right questions and rediscovering what our purpose is. That's what, Daniel, you're going to help us with. So how do we get started with that now and find out what our purpose is and how to connect to it?
Well, we have to begin with, there's a reason why most of us are starting a business in the first place. And it's often linked to a calling, a purpose, wanting to make our lives better, wanting to have financial independence and more choices, whatever the reason that each of us have. Each of us have very compelling reasons why we chose to enter a business in the first place. So many people also think that they want a better life, better finances, more options through side hustle. That's not a big enough reason. But trust me when I say this, when you want to take charge of your life in whichever way you want, there is a big reason. Now, most people live their entire lives not questioning their circumstances and never exploring the opportunity. But they want to do something, create something bigger in their lives. Now, I've found a really good quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." So when you believe, when you have the desire, when you lead yourself and others, now this isn't just motivation, it's a fact, especially now when we hit with this crisis, after crisis that we're facing in the market outside, everything we're facing in society right now. In the world outside, we have to connect back to our big why. And this is always individual, and it's important for everyone to find this out. Now, why do you want this business? Now, what do you want it to achieve for you? Now, what is your purpose?
Yeah.
Now, these are really important questions that only you can answer. Now, this a more of a way to ask yourself these questions. Journal, spend some time with yourself, reflecting on your why, and slowly the energy and the belief in your why will return and it will take center stage.
Yeah, I love that. What was the guy's name? There's a YouTube. What's his name? He was well known on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Martin. I can't remember, but he talked about the why, how to discover your why. Do you remember?
Yep. I don't remember the guy's name. No.
Yeah.
It is really important right now too, because a lot of us are forgetting that because we're so stressed with everything that's happening.
Yeah.
So you know what Daniel's talking about, just go back to why you started that business.
And here's a simple exercise for everyone doing it. People that have got a pen and paper like Kornelia asked at the start, if you want to start doing it now, great. If not, do it later. But seriously, write down, what is my big why? You'll be surprised what you write. Just let your hand go or type however you want to do it. And you'll find after you do a page or a couple of pages or whatever it is, you might find it's I want to make money is the first thing you write. But it will be completely different after you sit there and just let your mind go. And that's why I'm saying it's unique to each person. And if you don't have that driving force, that motivation behind what your why is, especially in times like now, it's going to be very hard to motivate yourself in these tough times. So you really have to define that. That's important.
Yeah. I love that. Have a strategy session with yourself right now.
Yeah.
Sit down and just get to the basics, back to the basics. And the basic is you're starting a business. You're reinventing yourself. And what is your why?
Yep.
Why do you want to do it? Right. Yeah. And I can tell you most people that want to do it are wanting to do it because they have a gift and they want to help people, right?
Yep.
They want to help people. And so that's your why, like you said, writing it all out is an important piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hannah, how do you take your why in business and look at audiences' needs right now in the market? That's, I think, a really important question also for entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah. So, first, of course, connect with that. So there's always two parts of a business. And sometimes we only focus on what, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to create. These are my desires and my skills and my experience and my unique gifts. And I want to create a business around it. And I want to serve a bunch of people. But you also want to create a business where you're very clear about who the audience is and how your purpose, your skills, your experiences, your gifts serve a specific benefit to that audience. You have to have both parts. You just can't have one, this is what I want to do. You have to also see this. This is your skills. These are your gifts. How is it going to benefit the community the most or your target market the most? For example, you may have experience in healing therapies, but you've worked with, say, over the years, you worked with couples, you worked with people who have had relationship troubles, and you've had that experience, and you've helped them release and heal themselves. Maybe you've even had challenges in this area in your life, and you found unique solutions for yourself. So when you start looking into the market and you say, okay, I am a relationship coach or I'm a healer, that is not enough. You have to start looking specific. So now during this COVID-19, there was a few articles I was reading. I think there was one here in Australia on ABC News about how, COVID-19 is causing relationship stress. And then there was a Fox News article, which I think talked about the divorce rates surging at this time. So there is a very specific need in the market right now for coaches and counselors and healers and therapists. And it if you can then bring that piece of yourself, this is what I do, and this has been my experience, to meet the needs of that specific need in the market, you'll actually create a very compelling offer. So bringing your why into the business is about, yes, connecting with it and building your brand and everything around it, but also tweaking it or positioning it for specific benefits and needs of your target market. So always start by putting those two pieces together.
Yeah, I love that. And we want to keep it really simple right now. That's the other thing is keeping things really simple and really basic and
Yeah.
starting from there as if you were just starting over, because a lot of people are looking at their business. It's not the same way as it was before all of this happened. And now I saw an ad this morning with Dean Gabriosi and Tony Robbins, right?
Yep.
They're teaming up, and what they're doing is, well, they've been teaming up, but what they're doing is they're offering a free, 3-day or 7-day event to help people restart. And because really that's all what we're all being called to do is restart, and knowing your why and knowing what problems you're going to solve for your audience.
Yep.
Those are good ways, good practical things that you can do right now to get started, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so how do you feel about setting goals, Ahana? Do you feel like, now is the time to set realistic goals, or?
Well, very quickly, goals are different from intentions. So a lot of people have great intentions. I want to, move through this, and we'll somehow move up beyond this. But setting goals really requires you to, take those intentions, create some specific and measurable goals. So what we can do very quickly is have the goals in 4 different areas. One is, of course, your why, your calling or purpose. The second is your business goals. This is where I'll bridge my why to what my audience needs. Third is financial goals. This is what I need in my finances. These are the steps and these are the milestone. And so take that and create a strategic roadmap. And then also bring your personal lifestyle goals. This is how I want to create the business. So if you know how you want to create the business, this is what my business and my lifestyle, I need to balance it. I need to, do my business this way. It'll actually show you the model that you need to adopt right now. So take those 4 components and create your strategic roadmap. And a roadmap is a little different than goal setting. It actually takes 1, 3, 5 years, and then it takes the first year goals and then creates 90-day plans, or creates a very specific step-by-step roadmap that you can follow, gives you accountability, and that's what's really going to take you to the other side.
Yeah. Is this what you all are doing right now in your business with everything that you're, because I know that that's what you all do. You usually implement plans and master classes and different things like that, and then you bring it out and show everyone else how to do it. So is this what you all are doing right now to restructure your business?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we obviously took a step back and did our goal setting again, because everything is moving really fast. The market is moving very fast. If you don't step back and you don't do an audit and don't see which parts are working, which parts are not working, because even for us personally, as you would know, we are all going through massive changes with this. We are at home. We're getting the time to think and really shift the way we are looking at things right now. Our priorities are changing. So we need to set new goals in order to meet these new priorities in our lives, as well as the market changes. So it is really important to do a step back and do an audit and then shift. That's the whole, when people say pivot, what does that mean? That's exactly what it means. You're shifting your thinking and your strategy. And that is what's going to give you the momentum, because you can't work with the old energy. It's not going to work. It's just an energy of struggle. So that's how you really pivot. So we do that for us, but we do that for our clients as well. We do lots and lots and lots of audit. We've been very busy doing audits. So the last 3 weeks, it's been full on at our end. So
well, I think, audit is the same thing like self-reflection. It's continuously keep looking at what it is, and then developing a strategy on making it better, just so that you can see, hey, this is where it's not working, And doing an audit is a really important part of the process. And right now is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Right.
Yeah, we're all the way supported. The other thing is that there's really, we don't have, even though everything is moving fast, we don't have to move fast. What I mean by that is, take yourself into a calm present moment, and
Mhm.
bring your energy there and look at all of the things in a calm way, instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it, or giving up and not taking any action whatsoever, but
Mm.
approaching it from, I want to do this. I know what my why is.
Yeah.
I know what my audience wants.
Yeah.
Let's
Clarity always creates momentum.
Clarity. Yeah, it does, right? It gives you power. As you know, Ahana, I too had, over the last month, had been feeling like I didn't have clarity on how I wanted to move forward. And with even restructuring different things in my business, you and I had these conversations, and I have the clarity now. And it's amazing what happens when, and now there's movement, and there's
Yeah,
movement because
exactly.
now we know how to direct the energy, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about how we can jumpstart things for our audience, and make things better in that way. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We are talking about how to jumpstart our own business, our economy, our own personal business, and we're talking about audience and offers, and what is the fastest way to jumpstart our business now, and to know exactly what it is that our audience wants, and give them something that will benefit them at this time. So now let's take a look at how to pivot our offer to the right market right now. Daniel, what are some of the ways to start finding out what our audience wants? And what is a simple way to start? Because I find that people are, again, this clarity thing, confused. Is it a want or a need? And what's the best way? What's the simple way to start that?
Okay, so I've got three things I want to go through. But before I give you that three steps that I want to talk about, I just want to find out what your audience wants. I do want to talk about the one important thing that you must be planning to grow your business or expanding your market. Your focus has to be on revenue generating activities.
Very
And at
important.
this time at the moment,
Yeah.
that's no more important time. Like obviously life still goes on. So I mean, we always need to be generating revenue. Now, what I mean by that is don't get caught up in creating business processes or get distracted in what thousands of courses you'll want to learn online. Stick with the fundamentals. Keep it simple and focus on what creates revenue in your business, what brings you in leads and clients. That's always going to be important. So with that in mind, now here's the three of the easiest ways that you can start reaching or researching your audience. Now, use social media and look at the trends at the time, especially what is your target market saying and what are they doing. That's the important number one. Number two, survey your audience.
Yep.
If you have a current mailing list, you can send out a quick survey. If you don't have a mailing list, you can ask for feedback on your social media profile or reach out to 5 or 10 people with a request to answer a few questions as part of your survey. Of course, they have to be people that match your audience, your avatar that you're really after. And number three, do some discovery calls. Do at least 3 discovery calls or interviews to go deeper into the mind of your customer. Now, there's also another part of the research you can get some help on. Social listening is a process of monitoring your brand on social media channels, looking for mentions of your brand, discussions around your brand, looking for your competitors. But it's important for you to have a look at how people are responding to your brand, along with what the audience survey is saying to you. And this will help you create a basis for your marketing and a sales plan for your business. So you need to be able to put all 3 of these together.
So I don't know if that, I just want to make sure the one part you can do on your own, the whole audience survey, as you mentioned.
Yep.
But the other part you might need some help in, which is actually getting someone to do the social listening of how your brand is being seen in the market as well. So putting those two together is what creates the audience research.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that. Yeah. What Ahana, how will we know what our offer is going to benefit our potential customer?
So, I mean, the whole idea of doing the audience research, a part of that is we really want to see ultimately, are we positioned right? Is our offer positioned right in the market? So you might have a fantastic offer, but if your audience is not responding to it, it's just not even responding to the front of your offer, which is your lead generation offer. It's just gonna fall flat. But just to keep it simple, because when you start looking at the entire funnel, people will get overwhelmed. Oh my goodness, which of my offer is going to work? So just keep it simple. Go to the front of your offer. So all of us have freebies, right? We're giving something out for free. Even if you're not giving out a product, we might say our appointment. Come and take an appointment with us, and that's the front end of your offer. So usually people will have a freebie or what we call lead magnet offer. So test that out. So that's the front of your funnel. And if there is a big interest in the front of your offer, chances are that it will actually trickle down all the way to your end offer. So we just had an audit with someone, I think it was about 3 weeks back. So this lady, she was a coach, and she had dropped her clients and her consulting clients significantly, over 70%. And suddenly she had this massive drop in her revenues. And and we started looking at what which parts of a business were working and not working. And what we realized is the front offer, her lead magnet, her lead generation funnel, there were no bites to it. Like nobody had come in recently to her list, which means that her entire positioning was wrong. So when we started doing the research, we started seeing, okay, this is how we're going to change the direction of your offer and create this new funnel. And we tested that by testing just the front bit of our offer. And that's the moment you start having bites on that, that the rest of the funnel is going to work as well. So it's the easiest way for you to start, which is the front offer.
Yeah.
That's really a great point, is to test the front part. And it makes it really important to do the audit, to have the audit, because then you can see and then look at and see, what's working, what's not working, and then make the necessary changes.
Yeah. And it was just it just took 45 minutes to do this, but it was very easy to see, hey, just even her first positioning was wrong. So at this time, it wasn't wrong 6 months back. So people were still biting, but not right now. So we had to suggest a change in that.
So I know that everyone is looking for customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's looking for leads. Everyone's looking for clients. Daniel, what steps do we need to take in order to start attracting potential customers to our business at this time?
Mm-hmm. Once you're ready to test your new branded idea and your offer in the market, now you have to do both at the same time. Use content and social media marketing to attract the right leads, and do active prospecting and reach out to find potential customers and referral partners. So you have to be proactive at this time, especially since we're seeing many changes in the market. There's a lot of people who are spending, but they're being selective and they're being cautious. So you have to do both. That's build authority, trust, and engagement, but you also have to do outreach at the same time. This is something which is very important at these times. So in fact, Ahana and our service team have mapped out 9 steps that you can take to make sure that you're constantly receiving leads to your business, even in these tough times we're facing now. And the first 3 steps of the plan are for active prospecting and reaching out through potential customers as much as attracting them through your marketing activities. Now, this is something which is obviously very important to implement now.
Yeah, active prospecting is
huge.
Is huge at this time. So a lot of people you can't rely just on SEO based or social media based or content based marketing, because that takes time to build up, and you must have that as part of your marketing plan, which is what the 9-step PDF that our team put together. But the front of it right now, you have to do outreach. Yeah, active prospecting.
Yeah,
and growing your network.
Absolutely. And, making those calls, connecting with people, being clear about what your why is, knowing
Yeah.
what that is, and
Yeah.
knowing how you're going to benefit your customer, knowing who your target audience is, right?
Yeah.
These are all excellent points to jumpstart our business. And we're talking about how to generate cash flow in 30 days. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with this show here today, with this conversation, and how to do that. Because again, it appears that everything is falling apart. In one sense, that part, yes. But we're over here building anew and jump starting a new economy and being our own ecosystems, if you will, because I feel like that's what we're all doing. We're becoming our own sustainable ecosystems as entrepreneurs. And, we're jump starting it over here. So while this is happening, go over here and start building over here, and, and restructure and get clear on your why and what was important to you, why you're doing what you're doing, what gets you out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
And just remember, if people are looking for quick revenue generating ideas, active prospecting is really going to cut through a few of them steps for you. So you're not having to spend enough time marketing and getting all the stuff out there. You can really get right to the point. And if you are selling a product or a service, you can be pretty direct with the customer that you're after.
So active prospecting, just could you explain a little bit maybe what? So I'll just give a quick example. So for example, if you are going out into the market and you're doing all this research, you can use social media to start building up your network over, at this time. And people are willing to reach out and help each other out. So active prospecting means you just grow your network, and from that network, you could get potential clients, you could get referral partners, you could get people who want to do joint venture partners with you. You could get people who will, who have podcasts or have methods to actually share your information. So this is this process of very targeted way of building your network over social media is social selling, or active prospecting is what we, say. What we say as active prospecting can also be said as social selling. And that helps a lot at this time, because you're not just sitting and waiting for traffic to come through on your website, which you have to do. You have to build that up. And that's part of the 9 steps. And you have to build authority. You have to build influence. All of that stuff is still there. But if you start reaching out, you kind of jumpstart that process, make it faster, it's accelerated.
And you're building, obviously, networks and relationships, opposed to somebody just trying to do cold calls. Cold calls is more of an older method of doing the same thing. Where this, you're actually building, active relationships and being able to cultivate the sort of person you want as a potential client and lead.
Or a referral partner.
Correct.
Yeah. These are all great points. Thanks for breaking that down. So I think we're just going to go ahead and skip this break, and we'll just keep going.
Sure.
And let's see if we can talk about how to activate leads and what are the steps in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Who, Daniel, do you want to, or is it Ahana that are you going to be sharing with us what the 30-day plan is and how to
sure.
The 30-day plan.
I can talk about it. So basically what the whole idea of the 30-day cash flow came from, all these audits that we're doing. What we are seeing is that there's suddenly a significant drop in revenues, right? So we went to a cafe, we always support our, local small businesses. So we went to this cafe, and the lady said that 50%, she has had a drop of 50% of her customers just not there. But they're still working, and they're still trying to keep it open. Rents, there's this whole back end of what they have to maintain to what's happening in the front end. And then we spoke to this coach that I gave you an example of, said over 70% loss of customers, and therefore massive effect on their revenues. So what happens is, when you want to start again, you have to have a long-term plan, and you have to have a short-term plan. So the short-term plan is just this, jumpstart process that we were talking about in active prospecting. And there's a quote by Michael Jordan which says, focus like a laser, not like a flashlight. So Yeah, so you are in a business, and your job is to actually create revenues. Your job is to get clients. Your job is to get leads. Without that, the business is not going to survive. So everything else, people start focusing on everything else when they're stressed. Should I write some more? Should I, but you have to stop everything and just really get laser focused for 30 days to jumpstart your leads. That's where you're going to see the biggest benefits at this time. So that's your primary role. Everything else is secondary. So if you're in a position where your leads are drying up, or you're not able to retain your customers, you have to figure a strategy for that. So if I had to, do a 30-day plan and then extend it to 90 days and then look at my whole year's plan, I would, like Daniel said, focus on active prospecting on the front end. That is to generate the traffic. And you can easily get a couple of hundred conversations going in a month very, very quickly. So that's the traffic coming in. And then and go back to our back end and do email marketing. So traffic in the front, email marketing at the back, so sort of get your email marketing going, because that's where you already have a pool of people who are interested in your work. You've got to reconnect with them, and you've got to do really strong and solid email marketing. And in the front, as you're growing your network, you'll actually start building your list. So in that PDF, that's what we've done in steps 1 and 3. It is all about generating the leads 30 days at a time and through active prospecting. So we can use referral partners to also grow our leads. I mean, we did 2 events last 3 weeks. And we significantly grew our list because it was a collective event with a bunch of speakers. So people are doing this all the time right now. So that's what you do for the 30 days. You've got to figure out, how do I jumpstart these really qualified, not just any leads, but qualified targeted leads coming into my list? And then how do I nurture them and really connect with them and get them ready? And some of them will be ready to work with you right now. Some of them will need a little bit more nurturing. That's all fine, because that's whole part of your email marketing strategy. And that's your 30-day plan. That's what you should focus on at this time, 30 days at a time. So, and measure, manage, take your report, go on to the next month.
Yeah, that's kind of freeing. It feels freeing, when you're talking about 30 days at a time. It's like, 30 days. We can do this for 30 days. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? What is it that you want to achieve? And then, make sure that you have that laser beam focus, that bow and arrow, and go for it.
Yeah. And I think that's what people are doing. That's why I gave that quote really jumped out at me, because people are like searching, and it's like this whole, what am I supposed to do? Search. But go back to, you are a business owner. Your business runs on revenues. You cannot live on an empty stomach here. No, business is not going to survive. So leave everything else out. Focus on lead generation. And I know that there are opportunities coming for people who are like, oh, I might look at this idea. And that's our shiny object syndrome. We've been, because of the online, we've been in online business for a very long time. It's very easy to get distracted because there's so many opportunities in the market. But you really have to stop everything else and say, I'm going to look at where I am in the market right now. Do I need to reposition? What is my audience looking at right now? How can I reevaluate and put an offer in a way that my audience will really say, oh, this is what I need. Thanks for making this change. So really get focused on that, and then drive traffic and do email marketing.
Yeah, those are great steps. The other thing that I think a lot of entrepreneurs, struggle with, and that is time management, their schedule. And I really feel like if you sit down and know when is your most creative time to, do your creative work, when is the time that you're going to be contacting people and reaching out to the community, all of that, just having a strategy so that you can then not be distracted. You can apply laser focus here. You can apply laser focus here. You can apply laser focus, because I feel like a lot of times you're when, people are coming to work at 8 or 9 o'clock, whenever they start. And then get distracted by all these different things, but really knowing when your time is. Like for me, I like to get things done early in the morning. I like looking at my day and getting my creative projects done early, writing all these things, and then my connecting with people is usually like after 11 a.m. But I know when my time is where I'm creating and putting down a plan, that's when I'm going to do it. And then my connection time is going to be around after 11 a.m. That's when
Yeah.
I'm going to take the time to
Yeah.
talk to people, because then you have more, you've taken care of those things, and then you have more time. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with that, because they're their own
Especially,
boss. They're their
yeah.
own boss, and they're by themselves, and there's nobody holding them accountable for.
And so many entrepreneurs right now, they have their families at home, and that makes it even more challenging. But at 9 o'clock, Daniel's got for our team. He's going to lead this talk around time blocking, because we have this is the e-commerce team that we have, and so we're going to talk about time blocking right now. It's so important to do. Right now, with everything going around, and I had a conversation with another entrepreneur friend of mine, and I just live streamed that conversation, and she talks about time blocking as well, and she said that you have to have, or you do organize and compromise. Right now, you have to compromise certain things, because there's just so many people in the house, or multiple people are working in the house, so you have to have a compromise. But so organize and compromise, and that's how you create you manage your time at home. It's really important to block out those time and focus on the revenue generating activities, as you were saying.
that has to be the number one project. I mean, because without that, nothing else is moving. So that's a really important piece. I love the simplicity of the 30-day plan, and going, okay, for 30 days, let's get to work, manage your time, you've taken your audit, what your customers want, and now you're going to go and you're going to make those connections and build those new relationships. I love all of these, wonderful tips that we can use. Now, you all created a PDF. Where is that PDF, and can you tell how to get to that, and let us know about that?
So just go to ahanalara.com. That's AHANALARA.com, and it's activate your leads / activate your leads. It's all one word. There's no spaces, and you'll find that PDF there.
Yeah. And what is in the PDF, because it's a free gift?
Mm-hmm.
And what is in it?
No, just go.
Well, there are 9 steps. So basically what I've done is we have taken the whole, if you were to plan your marketing for a year, what would the steps be? So I've put it all together in one PDF. So there are 9 steps, one after the other. And you basically follow that plan for a year, you're going to get consistent, leads coming into your business at all times. But the first 3 steps are these 30-day jumpstart plan. So every time you take the first 3 steps, and what we do in our business is we do a combination of the 30 days. So we do active prospecting, and we do it every month. We measure. So we have these, every week we have a 72-hour challenge. So we do active prospecting on that 72-hour challenge. The rest of the week we just follow up. So we kind of have broken it down to this really seamless process. But what happens is, if you're doing a 30-day activate your leads, then you use that process and you do it every month. And that's your active prospecting part. And then while you're doing that, you have these other steps which will keep generating leads and coming into your list at all times. So both of them help. So that's how I put the 9 steps. So the first 3 will get you going on the 30 days. And then the rest of the step is what you anyway need to do in order for your marketing to work for you. So that includes, content marketing and authority building, and, how do you create influence to different events, PR, podcasts, and stuff like that. So you should have that as part of your plan. And when we do a roadmap so we have a marketing message roadmap, and we have a marketing roadmap that we do with our clients. We will plan this out. So we'll have an overview, and then we do 90 days at a time. So we can do campaigns. So it's all there in that PDF. You can get a hold of it. Also, there is an audit inside the PDF. So if you really,
that's excellent.
You can do an audit. This is with our team and the Carve team. So we work with a team of professionals who are doing the back end work for like thousands of businesses. So this team is based out of Philippines. So they help us manage all our projects. So somebody from within the teams will actually sit into the audit for you and go through go through your website, go through your social profiles, go through your lead funnels, and we can create a report for you and share next steps.
Oh, that's wonderful, Ahana. I love that you created that PDF and that it's all in one place. So I'll definitely be printing that out for myself, and I encourage everyone else to do it too. So obviously we're skipping this break too. This is just a really power-packed show today. I just want to be sure that we're going to get to our last questions here, and that is, Daniel, why are some people good at generating leads and others not? And what have you found out?
Okay. I think it all depends on where your focus is. If you focus on the problem and you're waiting for the tough times to go so you can start it again from where you were, and what the market's indicating, things are going to change. I don't think that's going to happen. So on one hand, there are many small businesses who are getting affected at the same time. There's part of a marketer group where a lot of social retailers are seeing double-digit growth month after month. So that's one thing. Depending on what sort of industry you're in, there's always room for growth at the moment. There is people selling digital products and education, which are making millions of dollars at the moment. So there's always going to be industry which is moving forward. So we have friends that have broken through the coaching and consulting, and they're starting to close a lot of clients. The difference between those who are stuck and those who are closing right now is awareness. It's quick strategy change and then massive action. And I mean, we've talked a little bit about this today, but if we're going to keep there and keep using, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. The world we're in at the moment isn't the same as what it was a couple of months ago. So if you need to evolve or die. I suppose there's another, cliche saying, but it's so true at the moment. If you're a business that keeps doing the same things as what you were doing before, there's no way you're going to expect to get the same clients and the same revenue as what you did before. So you need to, basically evolve into these new situations that are happening at the moment and make sure that you're implementing new strategies that are getting you results. And if they're not getting you results, then you've got to make sure you tweak them really fast and work out what you're doing wrong and then move forward with a different strategy. Yeah. You can't get stuck doing the same thing and just not move forward.
Yeah. And in the group that you're talking about, where we see, so there are people who have had the biggest months over the last 3 months.
But they're all the e-commerce. And that's the thing.
Yeah. But also like you were talking about the friends that I know, service businesses, they are closing left, right, and center. It's just a strategy. They're going out the right way to the right people, giving them the right offer. And they made that change very quickly in their business. So I know it's just case study after case study after case study after case study. Like I can tell you like 20 people right now who are doing fantastically well. We know that when we did the events, how much we closed. How many leads came through. We know that lists were built. So when people are saying that, we're stuck and there are no revenues and, we're dropping clients and we can't seem to see, a way out, remember that there are a lot of people who are in the same situation, even when there was no crisis. And if your business is seeing this, there's no growth, that's probably because you have to reposition and go out, reposition your offers, rebrand yourself and go out into the market in a new way. And that's what you have to do it very quickly right now.
Yeah. I mean, and then too, it's, if we keep saying, oh, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working, then that's what we're creating. Right.
Yeah, of course.
So that's also another big important piece is noticing what it is that your language and what it is that you're prophesizing and speaking into existence. Because if we're saying that, I mean, that's the reason why the audit piece is so important, is get real and then look at, everything, and then really look at going, okay, what is your why, and what are you saying now? What are you saying? Because you can say, oh, everyone, it's not working, but then it's working for people over here. So
Yeah.
it's important
Exactly.
to have the language clear as well.
And keep up with evolving trends. Like the first time I got into online business was 2013, and in the 7 years since then, it's completely changed. It's always changing. And if you're keep getting stuck in the old methods that you were implementing for your business, they're just not going to work. And we see that all the time with your businesses. They've had to shut down because they've had, forced closure, but they're using the same strategies online, and they're wondering why they're not getting a massive growth in their business. Obviously, you have to do something differently. As soon as the market changes, you need to be right up there with the latest strategies to work out what can I do differently to making sure that you're still bringing in them leads. Because, it's very clear for everyone, every single business revolves on sales. If you're not generating leads, not generating clients, essentially money, generating sales, then obviously you're going to be in trouble.
And the group that we're talking about, even though it's e-commerce, but they are using a specific strategy
They are.
to generate leads. What
Active
is that?
prospecting is social selling, essentially.
There
It's
you go.
using social media. And the beauty is now everyone can have their mobile phone, and you can have your business from your mobile phone. You don't have to drag your laptop with you anymore. You can send emails, you can do active prospecting, all that sort of stuff straight from your mobile phone. And that's what's really a beautiful thing about technology. It's made business easier.
And that's actually also what gave us the idea, and also the confidence to experiment with that right now for service-based business, for coaching-based business. And I can tell you that the whole e-commerce market, they're using social media like crazy right now. They're growing. Like, we tested out, I think I told you about last week, we tested out a completely new account on Pinterest, and within 7 days we were able to pull that to a 20K view, and the traffic coming from there, we started mapping it, and then now we're tweaking how to convert from that traffic coming
and you
in.
start off at what, 20 or 50 views
it was 300. We went from 300 to 20,000 in less than 7 days on Pinterest. So it is about the type of content you're posting. People are, depending on what, how you're positioned, people are going to bite right now because they're at home. They're looking at their phones all the time. They're waiting to shift their own lives. So there's a desire in there. There is, they are spending, but are they spending with you? That's what you need to understand. They are buying.
They're spending with someone. They're spending with
somebody.
Correct.
Yeah.
You just got to cut through the noise and make sure that what you're doing is very targeted and branded and something that they're after.
Yeah. And, a lot of people used to say that, do Facebook Lives. But how many Facebook Lives are there right now? It's crazy.
Too many.
You're not gonna watch it. So you have to cut through the noise. You have to really start connecting with people. And there are ways to do it. There's a specific process we do, which we call curiosity posting. There are really ways to get people to start working with you very, very quickly. Right now, active prospecting and social media is where both the e-commerce as well as the coaching clients, they're getting exactly from the same space. So that's working.
Yeah.
And bring that into a business. Yeah.
We have about 2 minutes. I want to let the audience know one more time about the PDF. So would you please give us that link again?
Sure. So just go to www.ahanalara.com/activate your leads. It's one word, activate your leads. And what you'll find is that 9-step PDF, download it. It'll actually give you an audit inside the PDF, and you can book that audit. And the moment you book that audit, we're going to send you a form to fill up, which we will ask for all the details of your social pages and the businesses and everything. And that gives us an idea on how to reposition you. And we'll have that audit done over the next week, 10 days. So it's just there, www.ahanalara.com/activate your leads.
Good. I'm ready to generate massive cash flow in 30 days. And, now is really the time to say, yeah, I want my business to succeed. I'm ready to do whatever it takes and, restructure and reinvent.
That's one thing. A lot of people have time at the moment, so it's best to put it to the,
Put it to
great
good
use.
use. Good use, yeah.
Yeah, and have fun, because having
Exactly.
some laughter, I like the giggles, also having some laughter, because we certainly, want to have fun with our business too. And
We
that's
do. And I mean, if we're not doing that, it makes it hard to get motivated and get up every day, isn't it? If you're not doing what you love, then you really
yeah,
should be doing something else.
yeah. Yeah. Ahana and Daniel, thank you so much for being with us again and for a wonderful show. And we'll see you again next time on Rise and Be Rich.
Thanks, Cornelia. Bye.
Thank you.